Hey Bayside, Brannon Shortt here. And one of the questions we've been asking as a church recently is, what does the church look like when it's at its best? What, at its absolute core, purity, beauty, what is the church and what does it look like? There's this verse in Colossians 3 verse 12, it says this: "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." What I love about that, as it gives all these different descriptors, is that it starts with compassion, which is not unlike God. Actually, when God declares his namesake in Exodus 34, he says, "I'm Yahweh, Yahweh, the compassionate one." There's no surprise, and it shouldn't shock us, that when he talks about how we should be as a church, as a dearly beloved people of God, that compassion would be the first thing mentioned. So that's my answer. Church at its best looks compassionate. See, UC Berkeley's team of emotion researchers say this: compassion is the feeling that arises when you are confronted with another suffering and feel motivated to relieve that suffering. My point? Compassion always leads us to action, and true compassion has to. Because hear me say this: if compassion does not lead us to action, then it's at best empathetic observation, but at worst it's a blatant disregard. We don't get to feel these things when we're confronted with suffering and then say, no, from a distance, oh, I'm empathetic, or I just disregard the suffering. No, compassion moves us to action. As a matter of fact, compassion is love taking action. So what's the church at its best? One of the things is it unleashes and is the very embodiment in our world of compassion.